everyone, it's Destiny. Today we're going over the Dahlia's kit, teams, builds, and lastly my thoughts on her value. I'd love to know which character you're excited for in version 3.8 or if you're waiting for future versions instead. Also, if you want to see more Star Rail content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. Let's begin with the Dahlia's kit. The Dahlia will be a Fire Nihility character and is our newest super break character in quite a while. She'll be able to increase the weakness breaking efficiency of the team, debuff enemies, and she'll also allow the team to deal super break damage onto enemies without the enemy having to be weakness broken. This is huge for being able to deal adequate damage onto enemies without them being broken, and is very useful against enemies that may lock their weaknesses or even may have very large toughness meters that would take a couple of attacks to break through, making the Dahlia a strong asset for super break oriented teams. Starting with her basic attack, she'll deal damage onto a single enemy. As for her skill, she'll deal damage onto a main enemy and adjacents, and deploy a zone for 3 turns. The duration of the zone will decrease by 1 at the start of Dahlia's turns. This zone will increase the weakness breaking efficiency of all allies, which will now allow the team to break enemies at a faster rate, and also allows the toughness reduction taken by enemies, while not weakness broken, to be converted into super break damage, meaning you could deal super break damage onto enemies when they are not weakness broken. Her ultimate will deal damage onto all enemies and is able to reduce enemies' defenses by inflicting the wilt state onto all enemies, as well as applying the weakness of all dance partners type to enemies, which means the Dahlia can implant weaknesses onto enemies with her ultimate of all dance partners. Now, as for what dance partners are, this is through Dahlia's talent, which will grant dance partner to Dahlia herself as well as a teammate who triggers combat. And if there is no dance partner on field, then it would go to the teammate with the highest break effect. With her ultimate, she'll be able to implant fire weakness onto enemies as well as the element of the dance partner. Other perks of her talent would be that she'll be able to regenerate energy when entering combat. After an enemy is attacked by the other dance partner, the Dahlia will trigger a follow-up attack, dealing numerous instances of damage onto a random enemy, which will trigger once per turn, and after each instance of damage dealt to a weakness broken enemy, the toughness reduction from this attack will be converted into an instance of super break damage. As for Dahlia's technique, she'll immediately deploy the zone from her skill and converts the combat triggering toughness reduction into an instance of super break damage against enemies. Additional details worth noting is that when the Dahlia enters combat, she will be able to increase the break effect of other characters on the team by a percentage of her break effect for 1 turn, and this buff can be replenished again by 3 turns whenever she receives healing or shields from a team member. As for her follow-up attack, it'll recover 1 skill point for all allies, and this can be triggered every 2 follow-up attacks. Lastly, whenever an ally adds a weakness to an enemy, their speed will increase. And if a fire ally implants a weakness when using an attack, it'll deal a fixed amount of fire toughness reduction after the attack for every enemy with the weakness implanted. Additionally, they'll also regenerate energy equal to a percentage of their max energy. Overall, the Dahlia will be able to provide excellent benefits for super break oriented teams, consisting of reducing enemy defenses, increasing the weakness breaking efficiency of the team, resulting in the team breaking enemies faster, enabling the team to deal super break damage onto enemies without their weakness broken, and so on. Now let's go over the Dahlia teams. The Dahlia teams will be pretty similar when it comes to the team members, as she is a super break character. The first team will be Firefly, Dahlia, Fugue, and Ruan Mei as a sustainless team. Firefly being able to unleash frequent attacks onto enemies, and now being able to deal super break damage onto enemies without them being broken assists with her overall damage output, alongside the other benefits Dahlia will be able to provide for Firefly, consisting of the weakness breaking efficiency, reducing enemy defenses, and so on. As for the 2 other team members, you can go with Fugue and Ruan Mei, or if you aren't using Remembrance Trailblazer, then you can consider Harmony Trailblazer. But in this scenario you are using Remembrance Trailblazer, then you would go for a team like this, or you can consider using the team with a sustain, such as Gallagher or Lingsha. Due to the sustainless team being able to nicely delay enemies after breaking them though, and also being able to break enemies at a fast rate due to the additional weakness breaking efficiency buffs, going sustainless is a very powerful option for a super break team. But if you rather use a sustain, then of course that option is available as well. As for alternative damage dealers you can use Rappa with the Dahlia, Boothill, Himeko, Shui, Boa March 7th. You can even consider a fun and access super break team, or even alternative damage dealers as well. Overall, the Dahlia will be an excellent teammate for super break oriented teams, which if you would like to see upcoming Dahlia showcases from me, consider subscribing to the channel as the showcases will be coming very soon. Now that we've gone over teams, let's go over how to build the Dahlia. For relics, you'll want to use the Iron Break set, but some alternatives you can consider can be Thief of Shooting Meteor, Eagle of Twilight Line, or two-piece break sets. As for planars, I would recommend Forge, Talia, Von Whack, or Lushaka. As for main stats, I would go HP Body, Speed Boots, HP Orb, and lastly Breaker Energy Regen Rope. As for her substats, you'll want to focus on Break and Speed. Having the Dahlia fast allows you to unleash more frequent follow-up attacks onto enemies, as her follow-up only triggers once per turn, so if you do have her on the faster side, this will allow her to have more frequent turns, resulting in more frequent follow-up usage. For her light cone options, there are quite a few you can consider. Some options consist of her signature, Long Road Leads Home, Lies Dance on the Breeze, Resolution Shines as Pearls of Sweat, Holiday Escapade, Solitary Healing, or before the tutorial mission begins. So there are a good amount of options you can consider. Something to note though is that the Dahlia does not need effect hit rate in order to inflict the defense debuff onto enemies with her ultimate. However, if you are using a light cone option that has a base chance of inflicting a debuff onto enemies, for example, Resolution Shines as Pearls of Sweat, then you will need to consider investing into her effect hit rate stat as well for your build when it comes to being able to consistently inflict those debuffs onto enemies from her light cone option. So I did want to make a quick note of that as well. Now that we've gone over how to build Dahlia though, let's discuss her value. The Dahlia will provide nice value for those who wish to improve their break teams, especially as break hasn't gotten much support throughout 3.x. Dahlia will be able to provide a great boost to the power of break team and can be worthwhile for those who wish to further improve their super break teams. As for those waiting for future patches though, if you aren't the biggest fan of super break or are potentially more excited for newer characters instead, then you can go with the option of waiting for future patches instead, especially if you prefer other characters or teams instead of super break oriented team, which 3.8 will have quite a few super break characters that are rerunning. Overall though, I'm excited to share Dahlia showcases with you all very soon, and I'm personally excited for her release, especially with what she provides for super break teams as a whole. I'd love to know if you're considering the Dahlia or going for a rerun, or even skipping 3.8 entirely. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and if you did, consider subscribing to see more content from me. Leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.